tribute. So Minister Amit Shah was among the first to pay tributes to the fallen soldier. General Rawat's daughters, along with their families, including the CDS's grandson, paid an emotional tribute to General Rawat. Other dignitaries, including Rahul Gandhi, Ajit Doval, were among those who paid homage. Military personnel will be allowed to pay their tributes till 1:30 p.m. this afternoon. Following that, General Bipin Rawat will begin his final journey from his residence to Brass Square Crematorium at 2 p.m. The Chief of Defence Staff of Sri Lanka, General Shavendra Silva, is also expected to attend the final rites of General Bipin Rawat. My colleague Mohit Sharma continues to be live with me from the Brass Square Crematorium. Mohit, in a short while from now, the mortal remains of General Bipin Rawat will be taken from his residence to Brass Square Crematorium in order to pay the final respects to the first CDS of India. This is going to be an extremely heartbreaking moment for not just the entire nation, even the establishment. This leaves a huge gap, a huge hole in, the establishment in itself. The grief, the shock of it was absolutely evident on the faces of most ministers that we, of course, saw on the day itself, on the 8th of December. We saw that. The look on the Prime Minister's face as he chaired that very crucial Cabinet Committee on Security meeting that evening at 6:30 p.m. in order to take stock of what exactly had happened in Kunnur, in Tamil Nadu. It just goes to show what sort of a vacuum General Bipin Rawat leaves behind. His contribution to the nation, the shoes that the next CDS of the country will have to fill, Mohit.
Well, absolutely, Polami, you're absolutely right. The tweet, if you look at it, that came in from the Prime Minister himself, clearly talked about how he himself was in shock, and those words that came about to be from the Prime Minister clearly showcase the kind of importance that the Prime Minister, the CDS, I beg your pardon, really held in India, the kind of importance that he held in India. And this is something that whether we talk about the people who are in power at the moment or those who are in the opposition, all of them have actually acknowledged, clearly giving an idea that it was of great importance, and really the kind of decisions that the CDS really helped India in making, talked about how crucial his role was to India. And this is not just in ensuring with respect to the army, it is not just in ensuring that there was a better communication between the tri-forces and the government, but more importantly it was also strategically important, given the fact that India had India has a lot of neighbors, and to further better the diplomatic ties with them and strategic ties with them is also very important, and that is exactly something that the CDS managed to do. You had countries like Nepal, you had countries like Bhutan, you had countries like Myanmar. All of them have the strategic communication with these nations have been bettered because of the kind of decisions that the CDS actually helped India make. And and that's precisely one of the reasons that Nepal even went on to give him the honorary general title, the title of an honorary general. And this really speaks volume that it wasn't just in India that he was very well known, he was renowned, but more importantly across the Southeast Asia, that he was looked up to. And talking specifically about countries as well, if you talk about the bettering of ties with other nations, whether it be Russia, whether it be US, the CDS did play a very important role in ensuring that the ties bettered. Like I was previously saying as well, whether it was ensuring that there could be an upliftment in the kind of way the traditional army really works, whether it was to ensure that the army is continues to be professional. All of those decisions were taken in light to ensure that there is a betterment, not just strategically, but also in the lives of the army.
Mohit, it is his contribution, again, unparalleled contribution in the short time that he served as India's first Chief of Defence Staff. General Bipin Rawat has left very big shoes to fill. Air Marshal Anil Chopra continues to be with us. Thank you, sir, for being so so patient. The vacuum that has been left behind by the untimely demise of the nation's CDS. How will we fill that, sir?
Yeah, undoubtedly, Palomi, the government is seized of the situation. There's an emergency that has happened, and we have lost the head of the Tri-Services Organization, the CDS. And I'm sure the government and the Cabinet Security, committee will look at the CCS will look at this. They must be already talking about it. They have, various choices. They're essentially the Navy and the Air Force chiefs have just retired within less than 2 months, and we have a senior army general. So between the three, the government will take its call. They will look at who's the best person to carry on the legacy that the CDS has left. As you said rightly, the CDS left big boots because being the first CDS, there were a lot of things that he had to get in place and to drive. And the two things that specifically he was trying to drive was the integration of the three armed forces, which is his main mantle, which he was given by the government. And second was how to get the armed forces to buy more and more indigenous things and to promote indigenization and Atam Nirbharta. And I think on those two counts, the legacy has to be moved forward. There's no turning back. The country has to get the armed forces integrate in various ways, and that is what he was in an advanced stage. His target was in the remaining 1 year of his tenure as CDS. He will try to complete that. It's unfortunate that he is no more. The next person will have no choice. The path has been laid, and the new person, whosoever takes up, I'm sure the government will announce that in the next 2-3 days. At a very early date, but the system is in place. There is already a chairman of Chiefs of Staff Committee. The Chiefs of Staff Committee continues to function. So therefore, there is nothing of worry. Yeah, there is nothing of worry, and everything is in place. Yes.
Sure. All right.